She'll be skippering all the boats today. Got to talk about safety really quickly. So if the boat starts sinking, exit points left and right, just jump straight over the side, pretty easy to find. Before you jump over the side though, grab some life jackets if you can find them, and they're located in the front left and right compartments in front of the front seats there, just at the nose of the boat. There's also some down the back behind the door labelled life jackets too. Also down the back of the boat, on every vessel today, there'll be some marine toilets. Sort of like camping toilets, not real flash, but I suppose it's better than the alternative. Also down the back of the boat, there's cold water on all the boats today. Got cold water in cups, cup dispensers just to the side of it, so make sure you stay hydrated. It does get pretty warm around here sometimes, so help yourself to that cold water. What are we doing today? So we're doing a 2-hour 2-gorge cruise. This is the first gorge, this stretch of river that we're in now. Each gorge this time of year is separated by natural rock bars. You can't really drive the boats over the top of those rock bars. Not even with a really good run-up. I have tried a couple of times, didn't work out. So what we're going to do is gently park the boat at the very bottom of that rock bar, and then we're going to do a 450 metre walk. You guys are going to be walking past some indigenous rock art as well. At the end of the walk, you're going to find some more boats floating around in the second gorge. We're going to hop onto those boats in the second gorge, go up and down the second gorge and come back the exact same way. So it's one way up, one way down. Pretty hard to get lost. It should be back around 5 o'clock. It's a giant chunk of sandstone. It's just a big rock. It stretches from here all the way through Katherine and into the western parts of Arnhem Land as well. Now if you've ever been to Katherine or you've done any southern walks here in Nipmuc, you'd be located on top of the big rock. You'd be on top of the plateau. Instead of being on top of it, what we're doing today is we're travelling through a deep fracture line, or a series of fracture lines that run straight through the middle of it. So instead of being on top of it, we're going straight through it, which gives us a pretty unique perspective on the plateau, and you get a good cross section of the rock itself, which is pretty cool. This gorge system here, it's all rain fed. All this water you're seeing, this is all rainwater. There's no tidal influence around here, we're a bit too far away from the ocean. And none of this water is like spring water from underground. This is all rainwater. They call it runoff. Runoff of the wet season. It all begins in the southwestern corner of Arnhem Land, on top of the Arnhem Land plateau. There's a big dry catchment area up there that fills up with rain in the wet season, except for about October through to April. It'll slowly fill up with rain. Once it's completely full, it'll overflow, flood the surrounding creeks and river systems. And eventually some of those creeks and rivers will feed into the top of the 13th gorge here. Flow all the way down through the gorges till it gets to us, flow downstream behind us, and eventually meet up with the Katherine River itself. So they call this gorge system a tributary to the Katherine River. It's just a fancy way of saying that it feeds into the Katherine. From there, it flowed downstream through the Katherine River, down through the town of Katherine, underneath that bridge in town. Kept going downstream and eventually meet up with the Daly River, a much larger tidal river system up here in the top end. Flow for another 200 k's or so, then exit out into a place called Anson Bay, or it exits out through Anson Bay into the Timor Sea. Around here would be the crocodile management. So here in the water you do end up getting both types of crocodiles found in Australia. The largest crocodile in the world, saltwater crocodile, And one of the smallest crocodiles found in the water is the freshwater crocodile, or the River Johnson crocodile. As Jarman called them ones, Koima. The thing is about those big man-eating salties though, you're not really going to find them in the water when it's like this. The water's far too low. Our park rangers, they'll conduct a 6-week survey, removing any saltwater crocodiles that might be left in here in the wet season. So they'll fly over the gorge in a helicopter, looking for slide marks on sandy beaches and the crocodile itself to nest. They'll come over here with a small boat at night time with a very big light, looking for the eye shine of the crocodile reflecting back at them.
Well played.
Now, of course, we do get the other types of crocodiles found in Australia. It's the freshwater crocodile. They're here all year round. They love it around here. This is pretty much about as perfect of a habitat as you can get for freshwater crocodiles. Lots of fresh flowing water, no saltwater crocodiles around, and lots of sandy beaches around the place. One of the main differences between your salt and freshwater crocodile is the way they nest. So your saltwater crocodiles, they love your muddy estuaries, muddy rivers, billabongs, mangroves, tidal floods, things like that. They love the mud. They'll build their nest out of things like sticks and debris. Whereas your freshwater crocodiles around here, they nest more like, say, a sea turtle, for example. What they're doing right now is they're climbing up on all the sandy beaches and banks that we have around the place, climbing up on those sandy beaches, and they're digging around in the sand, and they're testing the temperature of the sand. So they're waiting for it to get to about 30 degrees or so. And then in a couple of weeks, they're going to lay a clutch of up to 25 eggs. They'll cover their eggs in a thin layer of sand, and that's pretty much it until the wet season rolls around and all those little hatchlings will pop out. Sort of taking its true shape and form, if you will. You might also notice that rock bar starting to present itself, and that's the rock bar that we have to walk over to get to the next boat. Or use the bathroom. Figure as well during the time of burr, more commonly referred to as the dream time. You'll know that it's the Mimi spirit you're looking at, because it'll be the elongated figure, and it has very long earlobes. Sort of like those stretchers that people sort of used to wear. All this rock we're looking at, guys, it's all sandstone. It's a really old, really hard version of sandstone. And they call it Convulgi Formation. It was sort of formed by a really big river delta system that was in this area around 1.65 billion years ago. back in 1998, on Australia Day of all days, the largest flood in the recorded history of Katherine rolled through town, and inside this second gorge here, the water was about a metre above the small cave on top of the big cave. So if you can imagine it, this whole place would have been about 3/4 full. Now back then, the scientists, they reckon there was enough water flowing through here to fill up an empty Sydney harbour once every 9 hours. A lot of water. I was swimming around in the butcher's section, having a go at all the meat. Ended up taking a few photos of the crocodile, and they wrote a funny article about it and stuck it on the NT Times. I'm pretty sure you can still find that article on the internet somewhere. Tree snakes, pythons that eat the bats when they fall in the water. You also get fairy martins that come to these places all year and sort of build their nests on the roof, so you might be able to see the beginnings of the fairy martin nests. And down the very back of the cave onto the left, you'll see some more seepage water, so that would be extremely fresh to drink as well. Now, if we're on the way downstream, I'm not really going to do a whole lot of talking. I'm just going to sort of let the river do the talking for me, really. But I'll be down here with Casey, and we'll just be driving the boat. Saw the freshwater crocodile sitting on the beach ahead of the boat.